Not that it remotely matters to me because, like, I don't get child support or anything, but, like, it's always funny to me when a guy is so, like, what are you spending that exact money I gave you on for? It better be for diapers or wipes or whatever. I don't know why that came in my head. And so sometimes when a random thought comes in my head, I'm going to share it because who knows? But the thing is I'm like, I should never be questioned what I spent any child support money on. It doesn't matter if I bought makeup with it that time because guess what I also did? I bought everything by myself too. I spent everything for everything. I worked 4 jobs to have diapers and wipes. I sacrificed what I wanted to buy plenty of times to make sure I bought things for my son because I didn't have any child support. Nothing. So the fact that a guy feels like he can control what you spend your money on, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, everything my son needs is here and has always been a priority above my own. I guess in other circumstances, guys are like, did you get surgery with that money I gave you? Because they actually are giving like a hefty amount of money. But even if I got like a lump sum, it doesn't matter what I spent it on because I've been the one taking care of every single need that my child has. And it's funny that I think this way because if I even remotely had any child support, that money would go towards my son's car he's going to need. It would go towards maybe paying someone professionally to teach him how to drive safer. It would go towards his therapy if his father ever wanted to be like reunified, and he always wants to be because he feels bad for what he did, but he never wants to actually like be the one responsible to heal, and the cost of healing is going to be therapy, especially monitoring my son's mental health through the process. And it's funny because I'm like, if you paid me money, like if you stopped dodging the child support, that money would go towards my son. You don't even have to be like, what are you spending that money on? But if I wanted to buy myself something, I can too. Because I've already spent all of my money on taking care of him my entire life of being a mom. Granted, my son's almost 16. I think these fights happen a lot in the beginning phases. Anyways, it doesn't matter what she spends that money on. Is your child taken care of? Like, are you taking care of your babies? If your babies are coming back home and not having as much that they should be having, then we might have an issue. But this phase in our lives, if I were to receive child support, the fact that like guys think that they should be able to control what the card's allowed to spend money on is crazy to me because the same guys that probably want that control also really haven't been doing much to take care of their kids anyway. And so they are tight on their money and they don't want to give the money to support the kid anyway. So likely the mom's been single mom in it. And honestly, when I say single mom, like I heard someone else say solo parent once, and I'm like, that resonates more with me because people think single mom and I think week on, week off. There's no such thing as that in my life. It's been full-time solo parent. That makes a lot more sense. No financial support, no physical support, just the stress of in and out, in and out, in and out. I want to be in, I want to be out, I want to be in, I'm going to disappear on you. And at this point, my son's old enough to be like, I literally just like drove up to the coffee shop that I know he works at and tried to find him there, and he wasn't there. But I was just, I'm going to do it again. Not today, but another day. And be like, listen, stop it. You're in or you're out, dude. I said this when my son was 16 months old. In or out. You chose to be out when he was 2. And then he wanted to come back in. And I said, okay. And then he disappeared. And then I was like, okay. Then he wanted to come back in again later. I said, okay. And he disappeared. And I said, okay. I'm tired of it. I'm so lenient, I'm so nice, and I'm so kind. I'm tired of being treated like my emotional well-being doesn't matter. My son's emotional being doesn't matter. I'm tired of it. So yeah, I literally drove up to the coffee shop he works at to be like, I'm tired of this. We're ready to start a new chapter of our lives, and this part of the chapter has to freaking stop. So if you want to be a dad, then grow a pair and be a dad. He's already a dad to like 5 other kids that he's actively parenting. If you want to be a dad to my child, be a dad, but my child is not going to be the second thought. He's always been the second thought for 16 years. You're going to take care of him. You're going to prioritize him. I did request, when he asked to be involved again this recent time, I did request child support to be able to cover therapy cost, because I've already borne the weight of therapy costs by myself when my son went through mental health. And that should not be on my shoulders. Like that's a consequence of your actions. Is like him needing to have support to manage the hard feelings of what you did. It should not be on my shoulders to have to financially bear. It should be on yours. That just makes more sense, especially because I already financially bore all of it by myself anyway, worked 4 jobs anyway, and then had to take care of all of this therapy because he was affected by you not being here. Even though I've tried my best to fill in the void, it's just a boy thing. When they turn a teenager, they feel it. They feel it deeply. So, and the requested amount a month is literally less than my car payment. It's just crazy to me that he doesn't want to pay it. That's fine. I get it. You can't afford it. Work another job like I did. Work 2 more jobs like I did. Like, I get it. But you're going to have to put in the effort. You want me to pick up a second job? Again? No. You need to pick up a second job. Make your wife work a job instead of stay home. There are options. Or you could even just pay what you can pay towards that expense, and I wouldn't spend it on coffee. I would have it save up so we could have at least a few months in advance payment of what you were able to pay to cover the cost of therapy, so that I can take care of my son's mental health. Here's the thing. The parents who stayed to raise the children aren't the ones who are going to financially abuse the money and the child support we actually receive. That's crazy talk. We're the ones who get financially abused by not having any support and then trying to have support controlled if you ever get support. Not that that's happening, but like in a lot of cases that does happen. The moms who are raising the children, they're not spending their money on, like, they're not prioritizing their child before they spend money on themselves. Let's just make that clear. The parents who are parenting the children full time are the ones who are sacrificing what they want to provide for their children before their own needs without even thinking about it. So it doesn't matter what they spend money on, because the one thing's for sure and 2 things for certain. Your child's being raised by a parent who cares and sacrificed all of their future goals and dreams and put them on pause. Because you don't sacrifice your dreams because you had a kid. Sometimes your dreams are on pause. Your dreams are on pause. But the parent who sacrificed what they wanted for immediate gratification, there we go, for delayed gratification, that's the parent who is not going to financially, like, not give to that child. They're the ones who've always been financially giving to that child. So why would you question where your money is going? If your child looks happy, healthy, safe, and loved, then that should be all you care about. And if you know your child needs support to continue feeling peaceful, happy, safe, and loved, if you are coming back to their lives after being absent, that literally should all be all you care about. You shouldn't care about the requested income of the parent who's open and willing to let you come back. You should care about the fact that if I come back, it'll affect my kid's mental health, and I want to take care of that.